Hello, my dear friends. Today, in this video, we shall continue Act-1, Scene-2 of Julius Caesar. We read some portion of this act, this scene, in our previous video. If you have not seen the video, I have given the link in description box. You can see from here. So, let us begin. Brutus, into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius? Brutus is asking Cassius, what danger, what kind of danger you are talking about? That you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me. You are asking me to see some qualities on myself. But I don't believe that those qualities are really present with me. I really deserve these qualities. I have these qualities. Then what kind of qualities you are talking about? Cassius. Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. And since you know you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself that of yourself which you yet know not of. See what Cassius is saying now. Brutus told him that I do not believe that those qualities are with me that you are talking about. Then Cassius is starting his next step of manipulation. He is now once again trying to manipulate Brutus in different manner. So what he is saying, Cassius. Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. Cassius is saying him, my dear Brutus, then get ready to listen to me. I am going to say you something. And since you know you cannot see yourself, and hence you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself. He is saying that I will be your glass, and being your glass, I will show you yourself. I will tell you about your qualities, that of yourself which you yet know not of. Those qualities which I am talking about, and those qualities which you do not understand, which you do not realize. I will make you aware about all these qualities that you do not realize about. And be not jealous on me, gentle Brutus. So my dear friend, my dear Brutus, don't be jealous on me. Don't be suspicious on me. Were I a common laugher, or did use to steal with ordinary oaths my love to every new protester, if you know that I do fawn on men and hug them hard and after scandal them, or if you know that I profess myself in banqueting to all the rout, then hold me dangerous. Now see how he is saying. He is saying, my dear friend, don't be jealous on me, don't be suspicious on me, don't doubt on me. But if you think me a person of flatter, if you think I am someone who makes friends with everyone, then do not believe on my words. So what he is saying? He is saying, if you believe, if you think that I am someone who go into the crowd and makes friend with everyone, then do not believe in my words. But if you think that I have this quality, then do not trust on me. If you really believe that I am someone who does this, then do not believe on me, do not keep trust on me. My dear friend, these are generally bad people's quality. These quality belong to the bad people. If you think that I have these qualities, then consider me dangerous and do not believe on me. Now, flourish of trumpets and shout upstage once again. Trumpet starts playing and there's a shout of music. Loud music starts growing once again. Brutus. What means this shouting? I do fear. The people choose Caesar for their king. Brutus is saying, what is the reason of this shouting? As I informed you, as it is written in the portion, that once again there is a trumpet sound, the sound of music is once again heard. So Brutus is saying, what is the reason of this music? What is the reason of this sound? Why are people shouting so much? Why are they making a loud noise? I'm really afraid that they will make Caesar their king. Actually, my dear viewers, uh, Julius Caesar is not actually the enemy of Brutus, but Brutus does not want dictatorship to be started in Rome. Brutus always wants that Rome should be republic. There should not be any king in Rome, according to him. That is why he is having this fear that if people will make Julius Caesar the king of Rome. Cassius. Ah, do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so. See what he is saying. Oh, you are also afraid. You are also having fear of that. So, think you also do not want this to happen. You also do not want that Julius Caesar become the king. You do not want that Caesar becomes the king of Rome. I believe that. Brutus. I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? If it be out towards the general good, set honor in one eye, and death eye other, and I will look on both indifferently. For let the gods to speed me, as I love the name of honor more than I fear death. So now Brutus is saying, really, I never want this to happen. Cassius, he is my friend and I really love him, but I do not want him to rule our country. Okay, so let us leave this discussion and tell me why you are holding me here. Do you want to tell me anything else? If it is for the welfare of Rome and Romans, then I can do everything. Even I can give my life. God might help me to sacrifice myself for my country because I love my country the most. Cassius. I know that virtue to be in you, Brutus. I know, my dear friend Brutus, I know that you have this virtue, you have this quality, as well as I do know your outward favor. I know your public image very well. Your outward favor means your facial expression, your outward image, your public image. So he's saying, I know your public image very well. Well, honor is the subject of my story. I cannot tell what you and other men think of this life, but for my single self, I had as life not be as lived to be in awe of such a thing as I myself. He's saying, I know these qualities of you, and I am going to say you something which is morally right and specially for you. I do not know how the other men think of their present life, but for my own self, I do not want a life where I have to live in fear of a man like me. He wants to say that it will be better for me if I do not live under Julius Caesar. For me, I do not prefer this kind of life. I was born free as Caesar, so were you. He's saying, I was born free as Caesar was. Caesar was born in free Rome. I was also born in free Rome. And my dear friend, you also were born in this free country. We both have fate as well, and we can both endure the winter's cold as well as he. We were also given same kind of food. All of us were fed in similar kind of food, and all of us are equally capable of bearing cold. Here, bearing cold, that means you know that the Western countries are too cold. The temperature in the Western countries are very low, so these countries like Rome are very cold areas. So Cassius is saying that he is born to tolerate the coldness of this country, and he has the ability to bear, obviously, but we also have the ability to bear. We were also born in the same place, we were also fed in the similar manner. So as we were born in similar place, we were fed in similar manner, then why is Caesar different? For once, upon a raw and gusty day, the troubled Tiber chafing with her sores, Caesar said to me, Dearest thou, Cassius, now leap in with me into this angry flood, and swim to yonder point. Upon the word, accounted as I was, I plunged in and bade him follow. So indeed he did. Now he is going to say a story. He wants to show Julius Caesar down, and with this aim, he is saying a story, he is narrating a story to Brutus. What he is saying? He is saying it was the matter of one day when there was a heavy wind. The wind was blowing heavily, and the Tiber River, we read about Tiber River in Act-1, Scene-1. It's a holy river of Rome. And so he is saying that on that windy day, the Tiber River was restless. It seems like the Tiber River was on its fawn. There were heavy tides on Tiber River. And on this time, Caesar told me, My dear friend Cassius, can you dive into this angry water of Tiber and swim to this distant point? Yonder point means distant point. Can you swim to this distant point with me? Caesar asked me to do this. As Caesar said, I plunged into the water. Although I was in armor. See, actually, while swimming, generally very short and loose dress is worn. But Cassius is saying, while Caesar asked him to dive into the water and swim through the water of Tiber, he was wearing armor. Armor means it's a soldier's dress. It's a very heavy metallic dress. Dress made of metal, which is generally worn by soldiers while they are in a war. So Cassius is saying that although I was wearing armor, I did not stop myself. As Julius Caesar said, I dived into the water and I asked Caesar to follow me. He also swam behind me. Torrent roared and we did buffet it with lusty sinews, throwing it aside and steaming it with hearts of controversy. Here, torrent means water stream. It seemed like I had to fight against the speedy current to swim through the water. As we already read, that the river Tiber was restless and there were huge tides, and Cassius was wearing a heavy armor, so it was difficult for him to swim through the water. So he says that I actually had to fight against this water to swim through the water. So as I had to fight against this restless water, actually the competition against my rival was my motivation. Here, hearts of controversy means fight against rivalry. So, but ere we could arrive the point proposed, Caesar cried, "Help me, Cassius, or I sink." But before we reach our destination, Caesar started to cry for help. He shouted, "Cassius, help me, or I shall sink down the water." I, as Aeneas, our great ancestor, did from the flames of Troy upon his shoulder, the old anxious bear, so from the waves of Tiber did I tired Caesar. Now, Cassius referred to Greek mythology. There was a great soldier of Trojan War in Greek mythology. His name was Aeneas, and he had an old father whose name was Anchises. Once Anchises was trapped in fire, and the great soldier Aeneas took his father out of the trap, taking him in his soldier. So he is referring to this story. Referring to this story, he is saying that. So what he is saying? He is saying that I took Caesar out of this danger, just like Aeneas. As Aeneas took his father out of the trap, taking him in his soldier, similarly, I also had to take Julius Caesar to out of this trouble. And this man is now become a god, and Cassius is a ranged creature and must bend his body if Caesar carelessly but nod on him. And this man now is becoming the god of Rome. And now Cassius, who saved him this at this moment, will have to bend his body to respect Caesar like a classless person. Ranged creature means people of very low class. So he's saying that now Julius Caesar is the king, and I, Cassius, who saved this Julius Caesar at the time of his danger, is now will have to act like a range. He had a fever when he was in Spain, and when the fit was on him, I did mark how he did shake. 'Tis true, the god did shake. Now he has another story. He's saying, do you know, once Caesar had high fever when he was in Spain. He was literally trembling due to fever. He was groaning. It is true that the man who is the king now was groaning in fever at that point of time. His covered lips did from their color fly, and that same eye whose bent doth awe the world did lose his lustre. His lips were dry, and the glowing eyes of Caesar lost its grace. I heard him groaning. Actually, he is saying all this just to show Caesar down, just to show that how weak Julius Caesar is. And that tongue of his that bade the Roman mark him and write his speeches in their books, alas, it cried, "Give me some drink, Titinius," as a sick girl. You gods, it doth amaze me, a man of such a feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the palm alone. He is saying that the tone that orders all Romans, the tone that every Roman thinks as the tone of their king, It was like pleading like a coward and sick girl, and it was asking, Titinus, give me some drink. Actually, he was compared with a girl, uh, so that it was showed that how coward Julius Caesar was. In the ancient Rome, to compare a man with a girl was the worst insult for someone. That is why uh, Cassius compared Julius Caesar with a girl. And what he is saying, that he said that he was groaning and in a very feeble tone asking like a girl, Titinus, please give me some drink. Titinius is actually a minor character of the drama, uh, and also a part of the conspiracy. So he is saying, oh God, such a feeble man is now the leader of such a great country. He was such a feeble person, he was such a weak person, such a coward person, and now this man is the god of our country, Rome. Rome is a great country, and this man is the god of this country. How is this possible? And once again, the trumpet starts playing. There was trumpet sound, and so we are ending our chapter today here. We will continue Act 1, Scene 2 in our next video once again. Thank you.